In this video, we're talking about ways to reduce sugar. Stay with me, guys. It's great to have you here with me, guys. If you've been here before, then welcome. But if it's your first time here to my channel, then it's great to have you here. Please feel free to hit that red subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified when I upload future videos. So, if you've been following my weight loss journey, you'll know that I'm on a journey to lose 145 pounds in weight. So in English money, that's 10 stones and 5 pounds. And one of the goals that I'm working on is to reduce the amount of sugar that I consume. And the reason I'm doing this is because after doing some research, I realised that sugar is empty calories. Yes, it makes food taste good, but it's empty calories. And there are alternative ways that I can get sugar that tastes good in my diet, but naturally. So when it comes to artificial and processed sugars, that for me is something I've worked really hard to reduce. And as a result, I'm seeing some good weight loss results. So because I'm working towards reducing the amount of sugar in my diet, and by sugar I don't mean plant-based or natural sugars from fruits. What I mean is artificial sugars and processed sugars. So because I'm working to reduce that, it doesn't mean that I'm never going to have a piece of chocolate or a cake or a biscuit or alcohol. No, but rather what I want to do is not let those things consume my eating and my day like it used to before. And I want to have those things in very small quantities as and when I choose. So I've been working to reduce the amount of sugar that I've been eating, and I've seen some really good results, both in my body and the amount of inflammation and pain that I have in my body, and that is reducing. And I'm sure it's because I'm doing other things as well, but it is noticeable, and also in my weight loss results. So whilst reducing the amount of sweet treats in my diet has meant that I'm losing weight, then I'm still getting natural sugars in my diet, and I'm learning about those and making the most of those, and to have healthy desserts so that I could still enjoy those sugars. The difference, and please, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, I'm not professionally qualified, but what I've learned from my own research is that sugar is sugar, whether it's natural sugar or artificial sugar. But the difference is in natural sugars you will have minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, and all of that good stuff in natural sugars, which comes from mainly your fruits and vegetables. So I'm happy to eat those natural sugars that has those health benefits. But with artificial and processed sugars, they have very little nutrients. So that is what I'm trying to steer away from. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been really successful in reducing the amount of artificial sugar I have in my diet. And I just want to share with you a few tips in case you decide that you want to do similar. So the first thing I started to do was to do it gradually. I didn't want to go cold turkey. I didn't want to be one day enjoying my chocolates and sweets and the next week nothing. No, I needed to do it really gradually, really slowly. And I've not had sugar in my tea for, goodness me, about 35 years. So that wasn't a problem or an issue for me, but I do have a very sweet tooth. So what I started to do was replace cakes and biscuits and chocolate with fruits. And for example, I would have a sliced banana or maybe an apple, and I would have sprinkle over that some mixed nuts and then a drizzle of honey. And once I started to do that, it really satisfied my sweet tooth, and I wasn't craving the sweets and the biscuits and the chocolates. But at the same time, I knew that that natural sugar was putting some goodness into my body. The second thing I started to do was to start reading my labels on foods that I buy. And what I started to realize is that a product might not necessarily say sugar, but it will have other ingredients which are a substitute or also a different name for sugar. And some of these are glucose, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, fructose, fruit syrup. So I started to read labels and started seeing these words, and it really forced me to go back and do some research. And when I realized, and when I did that, realized they were just alternative names for sugar. So sometimes I would come across products that would say it was sugar free, and when I read the label, sure, there was no sugar in it, but it might have one of those components in, might be glucose or dextrose, etc. So it was a different type of sugar that it was being replaced with. So learning to read my labels was so important to make sure that I wasn't eating hidden sugars. And also when I decided to scan the product with my app, I discovered that it was quite high in points and calories. So it really helped me to really be conscious of what I was buying, because you know what it's like, guys. If you buy it and you get it home, you've got to eat it. So it just meant that I was able then to be a bit more careful with my buying decisions, so that I wasn't buying foods that were packed with hidden sugars, which could throw me off my weight loss journey plan. Something else that has really helped me on my journey to lose weight and to reduce the amount of sugar I have is to eat more vegetables. And if you're following my journey, you will see that I've started juicing, and I absolutely love juicing. So every morning I get up and the first thing I have is some water followed by a fresh juice, and that will be mainly vegetables, either celery, beetroots, lettuce, cucumbers, ginger, and then often a piece of fruit. So lots of vegetables. And what that meant is that I'm getting lots of good nutrients into my body via juicing, which is quick and easy. And I'm also eating vegetables that I would never eat, things that I just wouldn't choose to eat, but juicing them means that I'm consuming all of that good stuff. And sometimes I'll use that juice and turn it into a smoothie, a green smoothie. So the other thing that I've also noticed is that since I've been juicing every single morning and I'm filling my body with all that good stuff, my cravings seem to have drastically reduced. Now, I'm not a medical professional and I can't say for certain why that is, but that is just something I've noticed. And the only thing that I'm doing differently is juicing every single morning. And I'm really pleased about that because my sugar cravings have gone and therefore I'm not tempted to have sugar, which is at the end of the day extra calories. So I'm really benefiting from having more vegetables in my diet. Something else that I've been doing to reduce the amount of sugar that I consume is reduce the amount of alcohol that I have. Now, I am like the next person and I love a drink, but I used to have a drink quite regularly, probably once or twice a week, and not just a tiny shot or a glass of wine. It was a fair amount. And although I do enjoy a drink, I realise it is filled with sugar. So I made the conscious decision to reduce quite drastically the amount of sugar the amount of alcohol that I consume. And to be honest, I've not missed it. And that is just a personal thing. I've not missed the glass of wine or the whiskey or the rum. I've not missed it at all. And that way I've saved a lot of my calories and smart points by not having alcohol. And finally, something else that I've been doing to reduce the amount of sugar in my diet is by avoiding sugary flavourings. I used to love fizzy drinks, but I have, again, even though a lot of them are sugar free, they still have ingredients in them which is sugar based. So I decided to rule those out and not have them in my diet. I'm not saying never, but reduce them quite drastically. But instead I will have water, and in that water, if I want that sugar, but in my water, if I want a sweet taste, then I will pop some fruit in there. So something quite sweet like melon or pineapple or mango, I will drop in the water once I've crushed the fruit, and it just releases that flavour and it just takes the edge off the water and gives me that sweetness. Also with my fruit, I will often have fruit for dessert, but to make it more interesting, I will often sprinkle nuts on it or have some cinnamon or a bit of nutmeg and just a sprinkling of natural honey, and those make great dessert alternatives for me. So I'm still having sugar, but it's a natural sugar as opposed to artificial sugar, and it's really satisfying having the fruits in that way. Plus it means I'm getting all of that goodness, the nutrients, the antioxidants, the vitamins, the minerals, all of that good stuff in my body by having those natural fruits. So it's a long journey, guys, and what I've decided to do is not to beat myself up if I do have a piece of chocolate or a cake or a sweet or artificial sugar. I'm not going to beat myself up, and I don't, but I try and work on an 80-20 rule. 80% where I eat clean and I don't have that sugar, but I allow myself about 10 to 20% So if I do want the sugar, the artificial sugar, I'll have it, and I don't beat myself up, but I have it in moderation. But generally, over the past couple of weeks since I've restarted my weight loss journey, I've rebooted it. I have personally just not had a craving or the calling for sugar like I used to. And that's, I think, because I've done it in a very gradual, step-by-step manner, and my body has gotten so used to eating a wide range of foods that's not sugar based. So I'm feeling the benefits. So guys, that's it from me today. That's all I've got. So I hope you found this video of value. I hope you found some tips that maybe you can use on your journey. Let me know how you are getting on your journey. What goals have you set that you're working towards? Are you working towards reducing the amount of sugar and therefore calories that you consume? What about things like chocolates, cakes, biscuits, alcohol? Are you still having them in your diet? And if so, have you reduced the quantities that you're having? Let me know how you're doing. Okay guys, so please hit that red subscribe button and the bell if you've not done so before. And also, if you found this video of value, then hit that like button, and also leave me a comment in the comment section below. Okay guys, thanks for being here with me, and I will see you on another video.